What's going on, YouTubers? What's going on, fish keepers? This is Eric from Eric's Fish Room. I just wanted to give you an update of what I've been doing in my fish room. Apologize for the shakiness. So, I just want to show you. I actually ran air into my fish room. So, I got most of the tanks running off of this air system. You know, it's super easy to do. You know, I think I paid $2.11 for 10 feet of 3/4 inch PVC pipe. You know, and everything's hooked up to it. So right there where I actually capped it off, I'm actually gonna go around the door and come around so I could put air to this tank, and then I can unplug that. So what I'm trying to do is my plan is to have uh, to keep a fish room uh, at the lowest cost that I could keep a fish room. So, you know, instead of having individual pumps for every single tank, now I have only one thing plugged in. You know, same with the heaters. I don't have heaters on a lot of my tanks in here. So I actually heat the room because, you know, it was just an experiment that I did for the month, you know, to see exactly how much was the savings. And yeah, I mean, I mean, it wasn't a big crazy amount, but I did save a little bit of money heating the room. So that's the route I'm gonna go. And I'm super excited because we're actually gonna convert our house to solar power. So that's gonna happen now in the next couple of weeks. So then things will be a lot cheaper. But anyways, enough about that. Let me get to showing you what I've been doing. So here's the turtle tank. You've seen the turtle tank in past videos. You know, nothing much has changed except for these guys are putting on some good size. These guys are Mississippi map turtles. And I got some koi and some goldfish in there with some neon tetras that were given to me. You know, so I figured I'd just let them live in there. So, if you guys have been following my channel, you guys would know that this tank has changed a lot. I'm actually breeding the nebula steels in this tank with some cherry shrimp. But I wanted to show you a killer male. So I got two different types of nebula steels. I got the regular and the red. And I mean, look at this male. He's super, super gorgeous if it lets me focus him. I mean, just look at him as a fish, not even his patterns. I mean, just everything about him is good looking. But I mean, you know, I'm building the colony up here. You know, and in this tank I just run the white gravel, but you know, my tank's established. You know, I fertilize it, so you know everything's doing good. I mean, I have Jungle Vel, Amazon Sword. I got Anubias. I got Guppy Grass or Ninja Grass, depending on what you want to call it. If you look right there, got a nice red cherry shrimp right there. So I try to keep shrimp in all my tanks just because I see the benefit of keeping shrimp and snails in my tank, because snails will actually eat any of the decaying plants, leaves that are decaying. The shrimp, you know, they're constantly just picking, you know, off the bottom, off of plants, off the glass, you know. So, you know, they keep things clean there. They eat the guppy poop, so you know that helps get rid of some of the waste. Down here in a 15 gallon, I actually have a breeding pair of red Mosaic Dumbo eared guppies. These were an import from Thailand. It says green lace because I just moved a bunch of green lace Metalhead guppies to a bigger tank because they were already starting to overpopulate that little 15 gallon. But from what I've learned and what works for me is guppies. I start all of my guppy colonies out in a smaller tank, 10 gallon or 15 gallon. Uh, I use a sponge filtration. You know, that seems to work better for me, and I keep the flow really low in the tanks because to me, they like low flow. You know, it doesn't stress them out. It doesn't, make it hard for them to swim, So that works for me, is starting them out in a smaller tank, and as the colony grows, upgrade them to a bigger tank. So anyways, let's move up to the 125 gallon. This is the 125 gallon. If you haven't watched some of my previous videos, please go back and watch them. But when I first got these tinfoil barbs, they were only like 2 inches, and they're pushing 8 or 9 inches now. And I also want to say, if you guys live here in Colorado and you're local to Colorado, 80% of these fish that are in this tank I'm actually giving away. So I mean, I have balsa sharks, I have angelfish, I have. I'm not giving away the electric blue acara, but I have Buenos Aires tetras, keeping the clown loaches, but I mean, just your everyday common pleco. I'm giving those guys away. Giving away this blue grommy, this yellow grommy. I mean, check this out. There's a nice paradise fish right there. Really cool fish. But anyways, just hit me up in the comments and let me know, and we can set something up where you can come over and see what you want, and we'll go from there. So that's the 125. So if you the green lace Metalhead Guppies, I actually moved to the bow front. So let me get a picture of the females. That female's, you could tell she's pregnant there. She's starting to box out a little bit. Here's a young male right in front of me. But let me show you what the males look like all colored up. If you look right there, there's a male almost fully colored up, and I mean, that is a gorgeous guppy. Gorgeous guppies. I mean, look at those colors on the side of those guys. So anyways, there's the bow front. And then this right here, I actually just have a couple guppies, but I have my snail colony in here, ram's horns. And I didn't buy these snails. These snails actually came in that cave when I bought that green dragon long fin pleco from Greg Sag. So, yeah, there was a couple snail hitchhikers, and now if you look, I mean, I have snails everywhere. So that's the snail tank. So speaking of Greg Sag, and if Aquarium Co-op is watching, next time you guys are in Erie, Colorado, when you guys come to visit, please give me a shout out. I would love to meet you guys. And I've already did a tour of Greg's house. Super awesome. If you guys don't know Greg Sag, go look at his YouTube channel. And I mean, the things that guy is doing is awesome. And I mean, the prices on his stuff are priced perfect, I think. But anyways, Aquarium Co-op, if you're listening, give us a shout out. That'd be awesome. Eric's Fish Room. But let me show you the 135 gallon discus tank. So if you see this tank, everything's growing in super green. I run very little CO2 in this tank. The key to the plant's success is, if you look, it's a dirted substrate. So I actually got that idea from Dustin. So Dustin, shout out to you. And yeah, I mean, everything, I mean, this tank pretty much takes care of itself. In all reality, if I didn't want to, I don't have to run any filters on this tank. But I run filters just for the flow. Pretty much that's it. So, yep, there's the discus tank. I got the female right here. She actually laid on the glass. So this is the female down here on the bottom. And then this is the big male. And then I got the cobalt blue. So there's one of them. There's the other one over here. They've actually laid some eggs back on the filter tube. But I don't know if it's male, female, or 2 females. Only time will tell. So yeah, I mean, let me step back and show you the 135. So if you look, like I said, I run very little CO2. You know, I think it's like a bubble every 2 seconds. You know, I've had that running on this tank for 6 months now. So just give you guys a view of what I'm doing. So right here, if you look, so in this tank, I have my original cherry shrimp colony still doing good. But in this tank, let me grab my flashlight so I could actually show you these guys. So these guys are called black Metalhead Cobra Guppies. And let me just show you the colors on this guy. Sorry about the glare, but I mean, look at the colors on that male. Then I wanted to show you something really cool. So I have a female in here, and she is growing fins like you wouldn't believe. Let's see if we can find her. Where is she at? Oh, she's in the back there. So she's coming up to the front. I mean, look at that finnage on that guppy. That's a female guppy, and look at her finnage. And there's a couple other ones. I mean, look at that one right in front of me. Look at it's starting on right there on the tail. You know, but that female is amazing. So I just put this plant in here. It's I think it's a Java Fern Trident. So I'm actually gonna attach it to this driftwood here. So if we go over here, you know, I'll just show you. Just got a little vase, you know, just a dirted vase. I got 2 guppies in there. I got another bowl up here that has some fry from my red chili guppies. So here's my red chili guppies. So there's the male in the back. And the female somewhere, she likes to hide because the male likes to harass her. So there she is right there. You know, just real simple. I think it's like a 7-gallon tank that I have these guys. And I have some S-Repins in there, some Java Moss, of course, Java Moss. So down here I have the Gadiids. They're the trout Gadiids or Iliodon Fissidens. I got these from Greg. You know, so I actually moved these guys from a 10-gallon because I grew all of them out in a 10-gallon. Now they're in a, I believe this is a 30-gallon. So I'm trying to get these guys to breed. That would be awesome. I got another pair. I got a trio. So I got 1 male, 2 females. Let's see if I can get this guy to turn. So this is another red Mosaic Dumbo ear. Let's see if I can get him to turn. Oh, there he is. Look how beautiful that dude is. And then, I mean, look at his females. I mean, pregnant as can be. And then over here I got some I got some Midnight Metalhead Guppies. So that's the male. And if you look right there, there's a wild shrimp. I mean, look at that dude. He's brown, huge. He's huge. He's pushing like 1.5 inches. You know? And then, like everything else, just some ram's horn snails, some guppy grass, some Java moss. So yeah, I mean, that's the fish room. If you guys like what I'm doing, please subscribe. Please leave any comments if you guys want any of these fish in the 125-gallon. And like I said, if you're local here to Colorado. So I just wanted to give a shout out to my local fish store. It's called Animal Attraction. You know, that's where I get, you know, a lot of my stuff, foods. You know, we do trades. I actually gave him 4 trios of the green lace metalhead guppies. So we did a trade on some foods, and I actually got that tank from him. So yeah, I mean, that's my fish room. If you guys, you know, want to ask me anything, you guys see anything you like, just let me know. I'm gonna actually start selling fish online. So if you guys see anything you like, just hit me up in the comments, and we can make that happen for you. So what I am super excited about, we're going to have to walk upstairs. I'm going to show you what I'm super excited about. So, this is my house. Excuse the mess. You know, this is what I'm super excited about. So, my wife actually let me put my first tank in our room. So this is it. It's a 40 breeder. The substrate I'm actually running Eco Complete. I have it mixed in with some sand and some crushed coral because I have purple albino green lace guppies in here. So if you look, they're just, you know, they're fry now. They're small. I got ram's horn snails. I got a couple of the super reds I bred living in this tank. And then if you look, I got some yellow shrimp that I'm going to start breeding in this tank. So I think I threw 8 of them in here from downstairs. There's another one back there on that rock, but let's go back and see. So in order for me to put this tank in the room, I had to make it super quiet, and I had to show my wife how to use the lighting so she could turn it on and off if need be. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. So like I said, hit the subscribe button. We're at 30 subscribers now. I didn't think that we would hit that number starting this channel. I started this channel actually because my kids asked if I would start a YouTube channel because they thought what I was doing was pretty cool and they thought I should share what I was doing. So yeah, I mean, that's how we got started. So if you like what we're doing, please subscribe. If you guys have any comments or questions, feel free to ask me anything. So like always, Eric's Fish Room out.